Looking for simple ideas to manage your life and business? You're in the right place. Here you'll find realistic tips and ideas to tame your task list in easy ways. I'm your host, Amy Michaels. Let's get started together with today's episode of the Tame Your Task List podcast. Hi, friend. Today we're going to be talking about all the great new ideas that we see on Pinterest, we get in our inboxes, and that we are inspired to do from talking to our friends. Because just like you, there don't seem to be enough hours in the day for me to get everything done that I want to do. So I want to give you a really simple tool that has changed my entire approach to my task list, increase my focus, and make sure I don't forget all these great new ideas that I find that inspire me. Want to know what it is? It's a secret part of my task list called my perhaps list. Now, I'm going to go into this very quickly here. I go into it in detail in my gift to you called the Tame Your Task List mini course. So if you haven't registered for that, you can do that below. And I encourage you to grab a friend and join in together for some accountability and just for a little bit of added fun and to help you both stay focused on actually implementing this really cool idea. When I started taming my task list, and I use the system that I teach in my class to code things and to really get focused on what is my true priority, I started to notice there were a lot of things on my want to do list. Those are things that if I didn't do them, there was no consequence. They were just things that I wanted to do. But we all know that all work and no play makes Jane a very dull girl, right? So I wanted to have some fun on my task list as well. What I simply did was create a separate section in my task list for perhaps. Those are where I put all of the ideas that I see that I want to do, like all the recipes I want to try on Pinterest, like really try, not just pin them and forget them. Or if it's something that the kids say, hey, Mom, someday can we do this? And I say, we'll try, and it's going to take a little bit of extra effort. Like I've got to buy supplies or set aside the time, but I'm not fully committing. It's not something that is absolutely going on my task list as this is a responsibility I'm taking on to do, but rather this is something that if it all works out, that might be really cool, and I don't want to forget about it. By having a task list with a perhaps section, it gives you some breathing space. It actually reduces the things that we're tempted to put on a task list that feels overwhelming and daunting, and we know we're never actually going to finish it. And instead, we simplify what's on our task list by putting things that we actually are committed to doing, and we have this separate perhaps list for when we have extra time, or to review it when we know that there's a special day coming up for one of our kids, and let's look over that list and see what they actually would like to do. Or some things that we don't want to forget, but we're not fully ready to commit. The perhaps list is so simple, but I cannot tell you how much using that took pressure off of me and increased my focus on what really mattered the most to me right now. And the cool thing is you can have a separate perhaps list for holidays. You can have a perhaps list for projects that you're considering doing, but you're not 100% sure if you want to commit. But at least you know you've written it down in a safe, secure place or typed it into your phone in a safe, secure place so that you don't forget. And then when it is time for you to take action on what you have to do, you need to do, or you want to do, you know that you have a clutter-free task list. It really does help us manage all of the new ideas that we're inspired to consider in the moment without actually putting them fully on our task list and overcommitting. All right, it is your turn with our accountability action step. I would like to hear from you. I would like for you to look at your existing task list and see how many items on there that you can move over to a perhaps list. It doesn't mean that you're not doing them. It just means that you're moving them into kind of like a maybe holding area until you're ready to take the time, the money, or the energy to actually fully commit to it. And when you're done, I want you to answer back with a number and tell me how many of your task list items are now on your perhaps list. All right, guys, that's all for today. I am looking forward to talking to you in the next episode. And until then, I am cheering you on. Thanks so much for joining us for this episode of the Tame Your Task List podcast. We'd love to encourage you even more to focus your time and energy on what matters most to you in life and business. Connect with us over at tameyourtaskless.com for insights we only share with our email subscribers. We'll see you there.